Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I am your host, KC Phoenix, and it is morning in Dallas, Texas, or as they say, Texas. So, yeah, here I am. I decided to do another quick 3 tarot today. As I mentioned before yesterday, I used to do these pretty much Monday through Friday, but I just didn't have the bandwidth with so many other things going on, so I quit. So now, if I have the bandwidth, I will go ahead and do them. And I was looking at the time and I was like, you know what? I have some time today, so let me just go ahead and do a quick 3. For those who are not familiar with this, the quick 3 tarot is just a mini reading for the collective. So I pull 3 tarot cards. I give you the interpretation of how I pick up the energy. As I always say with anything, whether it's this or a general reading for the collective on a larger scale, or for a general reading for the signs, or whatever. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. Also, before I go any further, kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms, even though I'm not that active on social media. The only social media that I'm somewhat using is YouTube. I'm uploading more to YouTube now, whether it's just the audio or sometimes now the video that I'm doing, because Spotify's doing this new thing with video. So I'm adding the video to the Spotify platform along with YouTube. And I'm not that active on Instagram, Twitter. I just really retweet a lot of stuff. If it's something that I like, I usually retweet it. So that's about it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. What is the energy for the collective for Thursday, November the 18th? What is the energy for the collective for Thursday, November the 18th? What is the energy for the collective for Thursday, November the 18th? When I split the deck, 9 of Swords. So some of you might be dealing with a Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini. But some of you may have had something really on your mind. Because 9 of Swords can be sleepless nights. If you see here with all of the eyes and stuff, also something said to me paranoia. So maybe some of you are expecting something to happen or whatever. So I don't know what that's about. Let me go ahead and do this. May I have 3 cards, please? May I have 3 cards, please? I'm shuffling on the side. So, and one of the cards, actually 2 cards fell down. Hold on. I don't know if I'm going to take them, though. That's interesting. I'm going to take these 2 cards, and then here's this 3rd one. That's, whoa, okay. That, oh boy. And then this one, I'm going to take this card on the top because, okay, just so you know, anytime I do, like, yes, my cards can be slippery and stuff like that, but anytime I set the cards down and the card on top just slides on its own, usually I take it. Sometimes I don't, but usually I do. Because it's rare that the cards do that. And yeah, they can be slippery at times, but when I set the card down and then a card slides, it's like, okay, wait a second. And that's what happened with this. And I'm glad I took it because this is interesting. The two cards that fell, one is the King of Cups. So this is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And the other one is the Hierophant. When they fell on the ground, and Hierophant is Taurus energy. So you could be dealing with a water sign or a Taurus, or you could be a water sign or a Taurus. When they fell on the ground, they fell in the reverse. Going back to when I split the deck, and I said some of you have something on your mind. Some of you may have been having sleepless nights, or you're afraid something's going to happen, or something's not going to work out in your favor. King of Cups, I always have this, like, I have to get used to this, making sure I'm doing the right one because it's flipped on screen. But King of Cups in the reverse, I always say any of the court cards like Kings and Queens, if they're in the reverse, I always consider it sometimes like petty energy. I also consider it insecure energy, is what it is. And the King of Cups in the upright, King of Cups is someone who's in charge of their emotions. At its center, King of Cups is Scorpio energy. Could be any water sign because it's dealing with cups. But at its center is Scorpio energy. Some of you might be a Scorpio or dealing with a Scorpio. And with the King of Cups reverse, there's a strong insecurity there because you're not in control of your emotions, or someone's not in control of their emotions. They're unbalanced. They're worrying about things. In this particular card, it has a woman, like on this King of Cups card, and I'm using the Magical Moments Tarot. On this King of Cups card, it has a woman. I'm describing this. I know some people who are watching this, where like we can see this, but for the ones who are listening to the podcast, I'm describing it to you. It has a woman standing on the ocean, and there's like this pathway cut in her dress that the ship is going through. But the thing is that the water, the waves are not crazy. Everything is balanced. And also she's holding a ship in her hand as well, as you can see up there. She's holding a ship in her hand where she is pretty much the controller of the waves. She is, what's the word I'm looking for? She is, I need a word. Please give me a word. Please give me a word. Please give me a word. She is, oh, that's the word. She's the captain. Thank you. She's the captain of this. Like she's the captain of the waves and how to control and how to navigate and how to move and so on and so forth. The King of Cups is the captain of his emotions or her emotions because there's no gender in tarot. You can be a female in King of Cups energy. But when it's reversed, you don't know which way your ship's going. It is what's going on. You're like, oh my goodness, are we going to make it to port? What's happening? The waves are crazy, this and that, blah, 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 blah. The same thing with the Hierophant. The Hierophant is someone who is all, hold on, okay, there we go. The Hierophant is someone who is all-knowing and knows things. Also, there's an owl in this. It's about wisdom. Hierophant is the pillar of a community. Also, the Hierophant is someone who can be wise counsel too. Also, Hierophant card can deal with institutions. It can deal with school. It can deal with government. It can deal with work. Official institutions can deal with marriage as well. But the Hierophant card also came out reversed. When I was shuffling the cards beforehand, there were a lot of pages showing up. I honestly feel that someone they're on edge about a message or messages coming in, because Page of Wands showed up, and I think it was the Page of Swords, and then the Knight of Swords. No, Page of Pentacles. That's what it was. Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. So all of this is movement and messages and information. Someone, and I feel there's something related to stability, because, okay, thank you, I'll take that as a sign. My phone just went off. But where is something related to stability, and you don't know, which is why it's sort of like you don't have the map, is the thing. With going back to the captain reference, you don't have the map, so you don't know where to steer the ship. It's like, okay, I'm out here on this water. Where do I go? Because I haven't received the message. And because you don't know where to steer the ship, you're afraid you're not going to make it to port. You're having sleepless nights, or you're just paranoid. Like, am I going to get the message? What's going on? What's happening? Are we going to be able to move forward? Are we going backwards? What's going on? And I'm telling you not to worry, is what I'm telling you. The reason I say that is because divine intervention is at play. Because the third card that came out is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is about things turning in your favor. And also, the Wheel of Fortune is also a divine thing, because the wheel goes forward and backwards. And also it stays still at times. There may have been something related to this official institution, whether it was a job, whether it was school, whether it was work, whether it was, hospital information as well. Maybe you're waiting on hospital results, because it can be that. Whatever information you're waiting on, so you'll know how to guide your ship, something behind the scenes that you are not privy to was in play, where the information could not come in before. It has to come in at a certain time. If it were to come in before, you see how in this Wheel of Fortune card, for those who are watching, for my listeners, it's a woman, and you see all of these cogs, which are like cogs in a wheel. Think of it as, what if one of those cogs were missing? Then the whole thing wouldn't work. The whole thing wouldn't turn in here. It wouldn't turn. So imagine that. There is a cog that is needed in all of this, before the wheel can turn in your favor. So divine intervention is at play, which is why you haven't heard anything yet, but it's on its way. Page of Pentacles, which is one of the cards I had seen when shuffling. Don't forget, Pentacles can be slow. And, like the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. But something is telling me, because I had seen the Knight of Swords, when the cog arrives, when the page arrives with the message, once it comes in, things are going to just go fast. Super, super, super fast. And it's sort of like, buckle up. Put on your seatbelt. Now it's going to really move. And it's like that song, what's that song by Bonnie Tyler, Speed of Light, or whatever it is? It's like an old song. I like, Bonnie Tyler's cool to me. So, but yeah, I honestly feel like it's going to move at speed of light. Once that cog that is needed, that you've been waiting on, comes in, and again, this could be something that's needed that you're not aware of. That's the whole thing. It could be something that's needed that you're not aware of to get this wheel to turn in your favor. But it has to come in at a specific time in order for the wheel to turn in your favor, is what's going to happen. So that's what's going on with that Wheel of Fortune. The card, because remember, I only pulled 3 cards, but when I set the deck down, one of the cards slid toward me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take it. The card that was on the top that slid towards me is the 10 of Cups. So this is emotional fulfillment on a whole nother level. So what I'm telling you is even though you have these two cards in the reverse, and also when I split the deck, you had the Nine of Swords, where you're dealing with the situation that's sort of like, oh, it's throwing you each and which way on a ship. Have you ever been on a cruise ship before, and the waves get kind of bad and you're being thrown each in every way? You know what? Something just told me, Spirit just told me to tell you this. If you listen to gospel music, there is this beautiful song. It's an old song, but it is beautiful. It's by the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir, and it's called Peace Be Still. Go on YouTube. It's a hard song to find. It's not even available because when I listened to it as a kid, like when I was probably 6-7 years old, I think is when it came out, which was over 3 decades ago. It was my mother's record, but now it's not available on record anymore. It's not available on digital. The only place that I've been able to find it is on YouTube. So the name of the song is Peace Be Still, and it's by the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. And what it's talking about is, and what the song is about is saying how the winds begin to blow, because in the Bible there was a thing where there was this horrible storm, and then Jesus came out and said peace be still, and that's the message, where it's like, if you're going through a storm right now, you're in that reverse King of Cups energy. The divine is coming in, Wheel of Fortune, and the divine is going to say, peace be still. And once that's said, everything is going to come down, because in the chorus it says, that's all the master had to say, was peace be still. So, and that's what this is going to be. This is going to be, especially with this Hierophant here, especially when whatever it is comes in on this Wheel of Fortune that's needed in divine timing, that is going to be your peace be still. And once it's said, that's all the divine has to say is peace be still. And it's a wrap. The waters are going to calm. And once they calm, this is the energy you're going to be in, is the Ten of Cups, which is more water energy. I feel like I'm talking to a water sign somewhere. Or you're dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But Ten of Cups, you see how they're holding on to each other as well? In the rainbow, too. Don't forget, with Noah's Ark, the rainbow as well, after the rain. The storm was crazy, but after the rain, there was the rainbow. And it may be raining right now, it may be storming right now, but I promise you, once what's needed comes in, because there's something that you need, and you may not know that you need it. The divine knows you need it, but you may not know that you need it. Once what you need comes in, the wheel's going to turn in your favor. That is your peace be still. And then you're going to be in Ten of Cups energy. And it's going to be, the waters are going to be calm, the rainbow's going to be here, and so on and so forth. So, and as a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to title this. Look up that song. It's a beautiful song. It really, really is. It's called Peace Be Still. And as a matter of fact, let me confirm, because I have it saved on my YouTube. Yeah, it's the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. So if you go on YouTube, type in Peace Be Still, the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir, and you'll be able to find the song and listen to that song. Because I feel like something is telling me somebody needs to listen to that song. So listen to that song. All right? So that is your Quick 3 Tarot. KIRWKC, main podcasting platform. Or kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, Be blessed.